So this is a cabin tour of the cabin 8433 on the Carnival Venezia, which is one of their Italian ones. You got the door handle that is magnetic, which is great because you can just use your phone case if you have one. Always leave this in here. This allows the light to turn on. You don't need to use your own key, bring a gift card and credit card, etc. This actually turns the light on itself. This is a balcony cabin. So when you first walk in, this is set up to be a king size bed, but if you wish, you can also make this into 2 twin size beds. Your cabin steward can arrange that for you. And then you also have a sofa as needed. This can turn into a pull-out bed if you have an additional person in this cabin. And you also note that there are towels in here. This is generally used for when you are going on excursions or off the ship, and then you simply bring it back and you can return it as you're returning to the ship. They do have towels at the pool and other places for you as well. In here, I'm also going to note the closets, which there's not a ton of storage space, but there is some. You have a full-length mirror here, as well as hangers. This is actually a decent number of hangers for a Carnival ship. If you need extra, you can ask your cabin steward, and they often have them. Although, if you look over here, there's a whole lot more hangers, as well as a shelf and a lower area. This is where we tend to store our shoes, just to keep them out of the way. And then your third closet is where you're gonna have the life jackets. Note that the Venezia has the new style life jackets. They will show you that at your muster station when you first check in. And then since there's only 2 in here, that's gonna tell me that this actually only has a 2-person in this cabin. And then you've got shelves as well as your safe. In the safe, this is, again, you put in your 4-digit code, press lock, it will lock. Put in your 4-digit code again, it will automatically unlock. When you look inside, it's not huge. This will store an iPad mini, your wallet, your passports, jewelry, and so forth, but it is not big enough for a full-size iPad, a laptop, or anything along those lines. And then you also are gonna have a shelf here, as well as drawers that pull out that will have various space for you to store items. This is your laundry if you wanna send out. On this ship, there are no irons, and there is no washing machines, so you do need to send it out if you want to have your laundry done. The other things that they have here is your telephone, as well as a couple other storage shelves right here, and then another mirror for you to be getting ready. The one thing I will note too is that in this cabin there is the European power as well as USB, and then you do also have 2 regular US power ports, and then also the 230 volts. So it's got UK and European. And you also then have down here, this is where your refrigerator is. It's not a huge refrigerator, but it is great to store extra beverages and those kinds of things in here. The one tip that I will give you is take your towel and place it over the top of this right here so it stays open a tiny bit. This helps to ensure that your refrigerator cools a little bit more effectively. And then the other thing I'll tell you too is inside this drawer is where you have your hairdryer. Note, this is not the strongest hairdryer. This is pretty small. If you really need a hairdryer, bring your own, because that's not gonna dry a whole lot. There is a stool as well so that you can get ready more easily. And then there is also a wastebasket underneath here. You have your television. There is a flipper or a remote control for it, as well as the ability to change the channels. It's a flat screen TV, a little bit newer and nicer on this front. And then these waters are for charge. If you use this, you will get charged for that piece of it, but there's plenty of water that is great to drink elsewhere on the ship. When we come over to this area, there are some hanging hooks that are right here for you to put items. This is a nice addition that they have to have a little bit more. I do always bring my own magnetic hooks to hang items. And then this is your snoozin' and snoozin'. It used to be snoozin' and cruisin', but people suck and they would change it from one to the other, which was not so effective. So now just says snoozing if you wish to not be disturbed. There is also a manually controlled thermostat for you. Right now it's set pretty cool. It's not super cool in here, but we want it just a little bit warmer. Easy enough to change that. And then there is one more hook here. I will also tell you, this is for your bathroom when you turn the light on. The light switch is on the outside. not the inside. You just press the button, turn it off. I always bring LED, or not LED, battery operated candles and put them inside here for nighttime, because this light will wake me up if I am out here and sleeping and someone comes in. The battery operated candles give me enough light so that I can see and be able to get in the bathroom without waking anyone up. There are shelves that are here. It's not a huge amount of space, but it's a reasonable amount. You do have your lighted mirror, as well as more shelves on this side. The sink contains soap, as well as Kleenex. There's the magnifying mirror for all the things that you really, really want to see. And you've got plenty of towels, as well as the commode. And then the shower is a plastic in, glassed in actually, it is real glass shower that you have to be all the way inside in order to enter. You do have up here the clothesline if you want to hang something to dry it. I prefer to hang things outside. Then down here is where you turn it on. This is how you adjust the temperature, hotter and colder. Note that it is in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So I turn it below 30 degrees is what I like. You can do what you prefer. Also going to point out, there's shampoo and gel. It is one thing here. I bring my own shampoo and conditioner because this is not the greatest stuff for me in my hair, so always bring your own. There is also the removable shower heads that you can go ahead and use that. And that is what the bathroom looks like within here. Before we head out onto the balcony, I am going to point out that there is additional USB power outlets by the bed. This is great for some of the other pieces. However, there is not an actual full power except underneath where the bed is. So if you have a CPAP machine, you might want to bring a way to make it a little bit longer. Just make sure you bring allowed items because extension cords are not permitted. You also have the light right here that will turn off the overhead lights. You don't need to get out of bed to do that. And then on the other side, there is not the USB ports. So just make sure that you are aware of who's sleeping where and what you need. These nightstands do open to provide just a tiny bit more storage as well. Come outside onto your balcony. This is how you unlock it. Just pull it. And then this is always going to be a push down and push open. You do have 2 chairs on your balcony with a table so that you can see where you're going. There's a divider as well. If you happen to have a connecting cabin, this can open up so you can meet across the cabins, but generally it will be closed and locked. And then you can go ahead and look out onto wherever you are sailing if you choose. It's not a huge balcony, but it definitely is sufficient. It's a great place to enjoy some coffee in the morning. They do ask that you always keep this closed and locked because otherwise your air conditioning will not work. The curtains will close all the way, which is fantastic. And again, this is a balcony on the Carnival Venezia. If you have any questions, leave a comment below.